Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Studio Diaries. Today we are at Open Road Studios, a beautiful space packed with analog gear and honestly a mic lover's paradise. Founder Akash Paul couldn't join us, but we were in expert hands with Prapujya, the in-house engineer and educator who is walking us through the entire signal chain from preamps to room acoustics. He's super knowledgeable and I'm sure you'll pick up a lot of insights from this tour. If you're new here, my name is Girish Hotur. I am a music producer based out of Bangalore and I've been exploring studios, sound and everything in between. If that's your vibe, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me bring more of these tours. Alright, let's get in.
Hello everyone, welcome to Open Road Studios. My name is Prapujya Ramesh. I'm an educator here at Open Road Audio Institute. This is a facility where you can come and record and also come and learn audio production, sound engineering and music production as well. Excited to be here with you guys today and let me show you guys around. So this is the lobby where the clients come and wait. These are some of the inspirations that drive us, legendary bands, that's Fleetwood Mac over there, that's Led Zeppelin over there, that's Bob Dylan. We are very inspired by the classic British sound of 60s and 70s. Right. So the entire studio is also, the acoustics here has been made by Monroe Acoustics. So we are very much trying to emulate that vibe and that sound. 60s and 70s, the sound of the UK, and that's Aerosmith over there. So we just these pictures are there for just some inspiration for us. So this space is called the sound block. It functions as a barrier between the outside and the inside studios. And also we can also use this as a recording space itself. Just a little bit more, not 100% acoustic treated, but 50% acoustic treated. Sometimes people want that a little bit more live room, so we can use this room as that as well. So everything here functions as a recording space, including the sound block room. We have some inputs over here. We have 4 inputs. These also function as outputs, so you can plug in your headphones here. So when an entire band gets here, we can have the drummer and the bassist be over there, the guitarist be over here, the vocalist be over there. So we have 3 recording rooms in total where different artists can be. And if you have a huge ensemble recording, we can use different rooms for isolation as well.
We'll just talk about the rooms that we have here. So just walk us through. This is a room within a room, right?
Right. So essentially, this is a room within a room designed for both isolation and also for acoustic response as well. These walls are basically, these are fabric and then behind it is rock wool. So we've skipped the step of having a false wall here and putting panels up, and straight up this behind all the walls here are rock wool. So it gives you a more a dead sound. But also we have some diffusers over here which lighten the space up. And also we have panels on the ceiling. So we have complete isolation here. This room also functions as a classroom for theory and practicals. So we have some chairs over here where if you want to do a theory class, we have a whiteboard. So we can do that as well. And when we do practicals, this is where students learn miking techniques of different instruments. Practical and theory happens mostly over here.
So, when you say students, like, what is the course about? Is it mixing courses or do you have?
Yeah, we have a mixing course as well, but we also have a main 1-year diploma in sound engineering where we cover mixing, recording and mastering as well.
Okay.
And it's dedicated to music production.
So if you can just walk us through the gear that we have here, like the amps and also the drums.
Yeah, first off we have the drum kit here. It's a Pearl drum kit with paste cymbals. Basic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-piece drum kit with 3 cymbals, hi-hat, ride and a crash. Then we have some guitar amps over here. We have the Vox AC30. We have the Marshall DSL40. It's over here. This is more for your crunch and heavy tones, and that's more of a clean tone amp. Of course, you can plug in your pedals over there and you can get much more sounds out of it as well. We also have a bass amp over there. This is a headphone amp, 8 channel headphone amp, so that if 8 musicians can be in here and be monitoring themselves also.
Right. So this is to control reflections or to make the thing a little more dead?
Yeah, these control the reflections as well, and also just to give us some space around here. So this is a vocal booth that we have. Essentially, if a band comes in here, the band can be over there and the vocalist can be over here, and we can record vocals in isolation.
So what do you record here? It's mainly vocals?
Mainly vocals or anything that we want to use other than the live room. That room is our primary recording location. But in case that room is filled and we want something like vocalists or saxophonists or any kind of instruments that has to be isolated from that room, then we bring it over here.
So usually you do live stuff here, like let's say a
Yeah.
band comes here, so then
Right.
it's like a 3 or 4 piece band.
Yeah,
They all can record simultaneously here.
yeah.
Got it.
So the entire studio is designed in such a way that the entire band can record at once together, just like how they would perform live.
Correct.
And so, yeah, so the artist can have a little more, they have the same feeling of performing live, and we get a bit more better sounding
Right.
recordings because of that.
That's true.
So this is our control room. This is where, in my opinion, the magic happens. So you have some vintage gear over here, PMCs, and a really good sounding room as well.
Yeah.
So essentially, all the sides, the walls are essentially functioning as absorbers, and the front and the back walls are essentially diffusers. And the speakers are flush mounted, so we don't have any boundary effects happening. So whatever you hear from the speakers, there's no reflections from the speakers. It's all straight from the drivers itself. Even the ceilings are
Slanted.
so all these work as a good.
So this is not a perfect square.
No, this is not a square.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are you running on right now? So what DAW do you use?
So we use Pro Tools and Logic over here, mainly Pro Tools.
Okay.
And we're running on a Mac Mini. And mainly these are what make the open road sound great. All the preamps and
Sure, we'll just walk through
analog
all of
equipment. Yeah. So first off, we have a power conditioner by Furman. Essentially regulates power supply to all the equipment over here. We also have a UPS outside, but this functions as a secondary defense mechanism for all our analog equipment, which are very sensitive to power issues. So first off, we have the 5059 satellite summing mixer from Neve. This is essentially functions like a console, whereas instead of a fader, we have knobs. So we run audio channels through it, and we can actually mix how we would mix on an analog console, but via knobs. So coming to the preamps, we have 2 API preamps. These are known for their aggressive transient response. So the transient response is very clear. We use it for drums, guitars as well. These are the Rupert Neve preamps, the Portico preamps. These are known for having the silk texture, which imparts a bit more saturation in the lows and the highs. We use it for vocals and guitars as well. Any acoustic instruments, anything that needs a bit of a shine in the high end and a little bit more smoother low ends, we'd use the Portico preamps over here. And then we have the Heritage 1073 preamps based on the 1073s, which are legendary. We have a very pronounced mid-range and also a very boosted low end. So bass guitars, things like that work very well with our Heritage preamps over here. We are running on Apollo interfaces. We have 2 Apollo interfaces, an X8 and an 8. So we have essentially 16 functioning inputs in the studio. Yeah, so over on this rack, we have the power conditioner again. And then we have the Manley Elop Plus. This is an optical compressor, stereo compressor. Essentially functions like an LA2A. Soft compression mainly. And then we have the aggressive compressor 1176, which is legendary. Used in many records, and almost all of my mixes and almost all mixes will have either an 1176 or an LA2A. So this is the hardware versions of both of them. And then we have the Pultec EQs. These are tube EQs. And then we also have a Art Pro vocal leveling amplifier, which is a vocal compressor essentially.
So you have the original Universal Audio FETs.
Yeah.
How do they sound when compared? Have you heard the warm?
Yeah, they sound absolutely amazing. And when I first, this studio was actually my first introduction to analog hardware.
Right.
And it completely changed the way I listen to plugins as well. So there are UAD makes the same version of these plugins, but once I came here and started listening to how things sound on here, it influenced the decisions I take when I'm doing in the box mixes as well. So the approach that I'm having completely changed because I could hear the real thing, and also because of the room, we can actually hear the true sound of these equipment, and you know how good sound is supposed to sound like. So even if you're working in the box workflow, when you come here, you get to know how good sound is supposed to be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Awesome. How do the ELOP, is that right?
Yeah.
Manly
yeah.
ELOP. So you use them mainly on vocals or bass guitars and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can use them on vocals, bass guitars, even drums. If you want a little more softer sounding compression, these are great for that.
Right. Does this add any color? I mean, when you say it's similar to LA2A?
Yeah, these do add colors.
Okay.
Again, all the analog hardware are supposed to be not very crystal clear. They're supposed to add a little bit of saturation and a little bit of harmonics in the sound.
Right. Where does this come in your workflow? So do you use them during recording or do you use them during mixing and mastering as well?
We use them during both.
Okay.
So if you're more seasoned recording engineers, would prefer to already record ready tracks. So they know what they're going to process the tracks later. So they prefer to do it already, printed beforehand. We also, some recording engineers would also prefer to get a cleaner recording and then run it as a outboard gear and then print that as well.
Yeah.
So both workflows are possible here.
Correct. But again, if you have mixing revisions, then that's a hassle.
Yeah.
When you get into the mixing workflow.
Right. So we are using PMC monitors here. These are our midfield monitors, and these are 4-way monitors. So they cover everything. So we have the high end, the mid range, and the low end all covered here. So we can monitor up to 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. All the frequencies are hearable over here, and they translate really well as well. So if you can get your mix sounding good here, it's almost guarantees that your mix will be sounding good everywhere else as well, because of the range of the frequencies that these can cover.
So how did you, since it's mounted to the wall, so this had to be planned beforehand. So when you did this room, so can you just walk us through that process if you know?
Yeah, they've actually removed the back panel of the speakers and they've placed it over here. So this is supposed to be at the back of the speakers, but we have put it over here. We have done this for two reasons, mainly for heat dissipation. So inside is rock wool behind the wall, so it can get a little hot outside. So we have just removed the back completely, so to let it breathe in.
Right.
And all the panels and everything is over here. And these are flush mounted so that we don't have any boundary effect happening. So the sound, any speaker, when it produces sound, it also produces sound in the other direction. So there's a wall over here. What would usually happen is the sound would reflect off the wall. So here, when you have a flush mounted speaker system, what happens is you don't really hear the sounds coming from the back of the speaker, only in the front of the speaker.
Yeah, because most of the speakers, they have an air vent opening in the front, right? For the air to come out.
Right.
So,
and these are front ported, so the bottom ones over there, that's the woofers. So these are front slots, so there's no sound going out the back. Right. Certain speakers do have a port out the back that's supposed to emit sound as well.
Right.
But these kind of speakers are all completely front firing. So I usually keep it when I'm recording or mixing, I keep it at a 3 o'clock level over here.
Got it.
And but when I'm listening to any other tracks, it's just at a 12 o'clock.
Got it.
Yeah. We have a SSL Nucleus DAW controller. Essentially, this is an Ethernet-based DAW controller. It also functions as a monitor controller as well, and it also has 2 additional preamps, SSL preamps that we can use when we run out of preamps here. And we are running on Pro Tools mainly, and the Mac-based system. So I'm just going to take you through a couple of microphones that we have, the flagship microphones at Open Road Studios. First off, we have a pair of Coles. These are very legendary microphones from Abbey Road that the BBC had actually patented, and they're used almost everywhere. So mainly these are used to record drums, but these can be used to record almost anything, vocals and woodwinds and everything. These are ribbon microphones and they sound brilliant.
Do you use them as a pair when you're recording?
We do use them as a pair for AB or drum overheads.
Correct.
All those things. One of our go-to microphones for ribbons. And a fun and a fact about these are actually a matched pair of coals. So these two are made in the exact same factory and they are made by the exact same person.
Oh.
So yeah, these are essentially twins, and something happens to the one, the other one becomes, lonely.
But do they have any difference at all? Like, do they in terms of sound?
No, they're supposed to be very, very identical, and
Got
so they're a matched pair. So they're made literally one after the other in the factory, handmade, and boxed and packaged and shipped off. Exactly, as made as a pair.
Right.
And then we have the Royer 1-to-1. This is another ribbon microphone. It's a bi-directional microphone. We use this on guitar amps, and we can use it for acoustic guitars as well, for mid-side recording, all these stuff. And then we have our Chandler TG microphone. This is a tube mic. It's a condenser tube. It has two circuitries, an A system and a B system, which can it's designed to handle very loud SPLs. For a condenser, this can almost function as a dynamic and can record drums and
Guitar amps.
Guitar amps and literally anything that you can think of. And mainly, but this is our vocal mic of choice. And it also has a tape emulator, so we can simulate UAD going into different kinds of tape emulations with this microphone.
So what is the sounding of the color of it? Is it very bright or is it rounded?
This sounds quite flat, and when you engage the tape emulation, it becomes quite low heavy, very warm sounding tones you get from this.
What are the other mics that you have apart from these?
Lewitt drum kit microphone, and we have a couple of Audix dynamic microphones as well. Some of the artists who have come here are Lucky Ali and Ricky Cage, and anyone who appreciates the sound of analog gear, they come here. The main point of the studio has been about analog technology. Our founder Akash has been really inspired by that, and that's his vision to provide analog sound, true analog sound for Bangalore. And and once I come here and once people come here and actually listen to the analog gear here, it completely changes the way you look at sound engineering in general. Because I think most of us are used to working in the box.
Right.
But once you experience the sound of all these analog gear, and you have to be here and you have to hear it at this pace to actually get convinced of it. But it does make a difference, and it also does influence you in the box workflow as well. So we are running a audio institute over here as well. We have a 1-year diploma in sound engineering, and that's the vision that we are trying to impart on our students as well. Students can come here, experience the analog gear firsthand, and get to experience this, and then take these experiences to the in-the-box workflows. And so they kind of know what analog is supposed to sound like and what digital emulation sounds like, and how to actually get close to as good a sound as they can get, both working as analog with analog gear and also with in-the-box gear as well.
And that's a wrap on our tour at Open Road Studios. So much to learn and experience here. If you would like to know more about this studio, I've left all the details in the description below. Be sure to check it out. If this video added value, please consider subscribing and share it with your community. We're just about to cross the 1,000 subscriber milestone. Smash that subscribe button and join the journey. And if you want more such walkthroughs, the playlist is right here on the screen. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.